Now, Heartland Sports with Luke Randall.
Tonight is the night, the Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament Championship at the Show Me Center. Will Woodland win its first title since 1960, or will Jackson repeat? Well, all the kids in Marble Hill are in attendance for this one. It's a special day for the entire community. Eventually, we would get going. In the first possession, Blaine Reagan starting us off, the junior right there. The Indians, they have an incredible start. Thanks to Ty Forrest, the senior. You are going to hear me talk about this guy a lot. Also, big man John Ernst a moment later on the putback. Woodland was in trouble early because Jackson was absolutely rolling. A reliable senior finally gets the Cardinals on the board. It's Calvin Layton, but soon after, it's Forrest again, catching the pass in traffic, going up and getting the score right there. Cardinals forced to call a timeout, and Jackson, oh, they're feeling good early. What is Sean Kinder going to do? He's going to activate Woodland's weapon. Corbin Kinder, the senior, he starts to get very, very hot at the end of the first quarter. Had a buzzer beater, but in the second is where he really gets going. Hits from mid-range, and to prove that he's a graduate of Heat Check University, hits a three-bomb right there. Cardinals start to battle back, and in the second half, they claw themselves out of this deficit. Calvin Layton, no-look pass, Peyton Meek, and then it's Layton himself. What's he going to do? He's going to take it, shoot it in the face, contested. Don't care. He's going to make it. Woodland gets within two, and then Cameron McCormick puts Woodland ahead for the first time in the game. Woodland had the lead. We were tied headed into the fourth, but Jackson shows why they are champions. Jory Toma, a huge steal. They start to get a lead, and guess who? Ty Forrest, a 30 ball in the championship to secure Jackson back-to-back Christmas titles. We caught up with the champion after the win.
I mean, after it goes in once, I'm going to keep shooting it. There was a little nerves, but I knew we were ready. We prepare all the time. Like, we played Delta Saturday, and we were at school at 9 a.m. We didn't play until 4:30, so I knew this team was ready to come out and compete.
This guy was lighting it up, shooting from the three. Kind of helped, but yeah.
You expect him to have a legacy game like that?
Yes, sir.
Incredible win, and man, Forrest, he gets to go out a two-time Christmas champion. Congrats to him and the seniors, and congrats to Woodland's Corbin Kinder. This Woodland senior balled out all tournament. He won the MVP, one of the most deserving MVPs of all time. Incredible. Going to be very excited to watch what he does the rest of the year, and congrats, of course, to the Southeast Missourian Christmas champion, Jackson Indians. Moving onwards to Bloomfield. And guess what? It's another case of back-to-back. Puxico are the back-to-back champions of the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament, defeating Van Buren, who was in its first ever appearance. Wonderful season from the Indians so far, and they are going to continue to roll on their state title campaign. To college hoops, this was the final college game of the year in the Show Me Center. The SEMO Redhawks taking on William Woods. SEMO's 0-2 in OVC play, so today, nice chance for Briley Palmer's bunch to get back to winning ways. And you know what? They would do exactly that. From the tip-off, SEMO in control of this one. Lexi McCulley would get it started, and the Redhawks did not stop. A great win to carry into next year. Folks, if you are tuning off for December 31st, New Year's Eve, have a great year.